What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of the Legislative Director, talking about legislative things. Here she is, closing out the Summer of Ambre. Legislative Director Amber Marr. With her, as always, not the Legislative Director, Jason Thompson. Amber, how are you?
Hello. What does the Summer of Ambre mean?
I don't know. You tell me. What have you been up to this summer?
Oh, I was like, it's not been the Summer of Ambre.
I don't believe you.
No, I mean, like, that would mean that I would be taking time to, lay on the beach and do things that I want to do and not have to be.
You've done nothing that you wanted to do this summer.
That's not what I said.
No, that's true. You didn't.
I did not say that. I said, but for it to be the Summer of Ambre, I feel like then I would be doing all of these things that I could be like, ooh, this is my favorite thing, and this is my favorite thing, and this is my favorite thing.
Look, it's not too late.
The summer's over. I mean, today I even made a comment that while I am loving the weather today, because we always give a weather report.
Yeah,
we haven't done that
update.
in a long time.
It's cooler.
It is way cooler, but even yesterday and today, it has felt very fallish. And I love fall is my favorite season, but I'm not quite ready for that yet.
Yeah, it would be a little bit early, I feel like, but it just gives you a little taste.
It's because I can't even believe that we're in August.
I know, it's wild. And
I just don't even know where this year went.
Well, yeah, I mean, it has gone by very, very quickly. It's been it was, I didn't realize that, and Anna's telling us in the chat that it will be back to the 80s for those of you who still wear your sunscreen, drink plenty of fluids, and wear shorts and stuff. But like, it's just, this year's gone by quick. The summer has gone by even faster. It doesn't seem like it's been that long since we've done one of those. And then you actually look at the calendar and it's been like a month since we recorded an episode. So,
well, that flew by, I will say. Well, because we were all over the place.
Yeah, which we are going to get into. Look at that. She's a pro. Look at that transition. Because we have literally been mostly Amber all over the place. In the time since we've chatted with you last, we have like a robust agenda of things to talk about. We got Amber travel crisscrossing the state. We got conferences. We got bill signings. Look, there's a lot that's happened since we chatted last. And so I think it's time for an update. Hence why we're talking to you today. So Amber, do we want to get into it? Are we ready to get into it? Do we want to talk about what's happening?
Absolutely. I'm down.
So, and also, if it tells you anything, for those of you that are watching this on the YouTubes, we are like, this is like the old school, this is like pandemic setup, where we were like doing this virtually. Generally, we've done these the last couple of years or a few years since we were back in person and whatnot, have done these in person. But that also tells you how busy this summer has been, where trying to get schedules to line up to requires us to do this virtually, which, it's fine. Switch it up.
I miss our balloons, though.
Yeah, now I have no idea what episode number we're on, because like, I didn't realize how much of a marker those balloons are of knowing like what number we're on. Now I'm like, I don't even know what we're doing, because on the last one we didn't have them either. So like I think it's like
we didn't have the balloons on the last one.
I don't think we did, because we tried the new stand-up setup at the our temporary digs. So the balloons did not make that transition. But
I can't believe I didn't. Did I talk about that on the last one that we didn't have our balloons? Maybe
I think we were more focused on other items.
It was. Yeah.
But we'll have to bring those back. Yeah, we have to bring those back. So
changes. All
yeah,
right.
we're curly hair episode.
Oh dear.
Sorry, was I not supposed to bring that up? I apologize. I
No,
wasn't supposed to say that out loud.
Here's the thing. The Summer of Ambre is actually like, I cannot get this hair to do whatever. Like, I'm struggling. So between the curly hair and this, whatever's happening today, we're just rolling with it. Okay. It's just,
Look,
can't.
It's what I say every time I look in the mirror in the morning. It's like, look, this is what we're gonna go with. So that's just how it is.
Well, people didn't come here for a salon review. So
no, that is true. Though maybe next episode we will do that. And as Anna puts in the chat, yeah, don't have my Britney Spears. Look, I might do that. We'll just I'm just gonna shave my head live on air. We'll make that a live episode, get wild.
That would be amazing.
So, Amber, on to legislative things business. We're going to kick it off here with the Legislative Council met since we last chatted to talk about the summer study committees and whatnot. So let's get into that, talk a little bit about what's coming down the pike for that, and then we'll get into some other things.
Okay. Since I am so sorry.
You lost your notes?
Yes. Well, I lost my tab because, at home, I only have one, I'm on my computer. So now I've lost
a multiple screen setup.
Yeah, I've lost you and now my notes. Okay, here we go. We're back. Okay, so I wanted to give a quick update on Ledge Council and the Legislative Council. I believe we said that they were meeting on June 25th on our last gathering together, but I can't remember. So they did meet on Wednesday, the 25th of June, and they released all of the interim study committee topics. And so I just wanted to go over really fast a few that we're going to be watching. There is medical debt was assigned to the courts and the I'm not gonna be able to say this.
Jiu-jitsu?
Courts and the judiciary.
That's hard. That one's hard.
I don't know why it's so hard.
Judiciary. Okay. It's a weird word.
It's just, it's weird. Okay. So medical debt, including protection of an individual's principal residence from liens or sale to satisfy medical debt and other issues covered in Senate Bill 317 from this past session, including studying the following: caps on monthly payments for medical debt, limitation on collection or liens of property for satisfaction of medical debt, limitations on garnishment of salary for medical debt, defining charitable care for nonprofit and county hospitals, the requirement for nonprofit and county hospitals to offer payment plans and appropriate notices to patients as it relates to their medical billing. So I'm sure that many of you remember we had kind of a rough go on this medical debt bill. Yeah. I believe
we talked about it on the last episode, maybe.
Oh, we did. Okay. See, it's been so long. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yes, it was Senate Bill 317. We worked with, a lot of different partners on this particular legislation. It sort of went down in flames on the Senate floor. And so this is kind of an attempt to have an interim study committee discuss some of the issues that may have upset some of the legislators, or not necessarily upset, but that they just weren't really on board with, and kind of talk through that. So we'll be watching that and taking part in those discussions. Jason, moving on from that one, I know that you probably want to discuss this. I know we're going to talk a little bit about some of this later, but the Energy, Utilities, and Telecommunications Committee is going to be reviewing annual reports of the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission. And so we always try to listen in on that as well. I didn't know if you had anything to add to that.
I mean, just jumping ahead, actually, we can talk about it now.
Okay, great.
Because it ties into that. Performance-based rate making, PBR. So not professional bull riding or the hipster beer. It is performance-based rate making. This was something that went remember where there was a multi-year energy task force for those that are long haulers on this show that we kind of monitored in. And one of the things that came out of it was a requirement that the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission study this alternative rate making or performance-based rate making. And we have participated, and they've done that. We have participated in a couple of information sessions, and we provided comment a couple of times on it. But the report came out, and we have now provided our official comments towards it. And anyway, is part of what the requirement is that the IURC will report to the Indiana General Assembly, I think, by October. So that's going to be in this interim that they will report out to the General Assembly with this report that they did and with any potential recommendations on it. I will say that AARP's comments on that is like, while PBR may sound appealing in theory, in practice, it's complex. It's difficult to administer. It often rewards utilities for stuff they frankly should already be doing under existing regulations. So we think that it's not the best way to go about it. We think it ultimately is going to cost residential consumers money. So those are things that we included in our comments that are a part of that report, and I think will be a part of the discussion when the IRC goes before this committee. And anyway, look at that, marking something off the agenda we were going to talk about.
Awesome. Yes, so we can give more of an update after we hear about
tuned.
Yeah,
stay tuned.
And then let's see, the last but not least, because we're going to be keeping track of all of the interim study committees, but there is the Financial Institutions and Insurance Committee, which they have been assigned to study the use of long-term care insurance and the changes to federal and state law that can bring down the costs of these programs. And so we are apparently this came from a House resolution. It was House Resolution 64. And so just wanted to flag that for folks as well.
Okay. All right. Well, I know there's going to be other things we'll be, like you said, we're going to be watching, but those are some of the highlights, if you will. Of this.
And JT, I was looking for, and I know we haven't figured this out yet, but if it is public, I know we've just recently released something around medical debt. I was trying to find it. I can't find it, but I would like to reference that at some point in case folks want to read about it, because medical debt and the aging population very much coincide. And so I think that if folks are wondering why we are in the mix on talking about medical debt, I think that, I would want them to be able to access this report that we just did. And it's a great report. I just need to make sure that it's public, and then we can give them the address, but just know that's coming.
Yes, we did do something. AARP did some research around that. And I think it's something we'll be utilizing when it comes time to talk about this more.
Because I think the numbers that we used during session, I believe, were 44% of people aged 50 to 64 carry medical debt, and 22% of people aged 65 and older carry medical debt. So this is a very real issue.
Okay. Well, I think I'll click around to some links here, find that report, and see whether or not that thing is public, and we'll make sure that we put that out there. Awesome. Okay. Now we're going to get into, some of your travels, frankly, Amber. Well, the first thing up, we're going in chronological order, so we're going to be bouncing back and forth similar things, but there was a bill signing that you attended with the governor, which I don't know why I said with the governor. The governor has to be there to sign a bill, so I don't know how that makes sense otherwise. But you attended a bill signing. So HEA 1391, let's talk about it.
Yes, this was the Services for the Aged and Disabled committee. See, we were talking about interim study committees. I am very rusty. Okay. Services for the Aged and Disabled piece of legislation that passed the legislature in 2025. And this was sort of created see, we're going to have to just cut this whole portion right here. I'm just kidding. This initiated the pilot Medicaid diversion program. As we've talked about, while choice dollars, we've really tried to keep people off of Medicaid. Sometimes it has become a system where someone is using choice dollars until they can get on a Medicaid waiver program. So this is really trying to figure out how the area agencies on aging can help lower Medicaid costs, and by doing more home modifications and offering chronic care services in folks' home. So we are really excited to be a part of this. We have been reconnecting with all of the AAAs and worked very closely with Representative Clear, who was the author, and then also Senator Good, who was the Senate sponsor. And so while we were down there for the bill signing, you can see these pictures. Obviously, Representative Clear was speaking. That's Senator Good, who also gave us a massive shout out. So thank you, Senator Good, for talking about all the work that we did, but also all the work that Representative Clear and yourself have done around this bill. So it was really fun. And then obviously the governor got to come up and talk during the presentation. And, we saved the best for last because he got to kind of sort of come in at the end and bring it all together. And so we were just really excited to have been a part of this. Oh, and then
there we go.
So I have to say, this is a dear friend of mine when I used to work for the Indiana State Medical Association, and he was there because he sits on the board for the AAA down in New Albany. And so it was just absolutely amazing. I have not seen him for years. And as soon as Hannah she's currently the interim CEO for the Indiana Association for Area Agencies on Aging, or I4A. And she was like, I wanted to introduce you to, and I went, what? There's no need for an introduction. And so we were just reminiscing. And what'd you say?
I said you go way back.
Yes, I just could not believe it. It was just the best. So I had to sneak that picture in here because he just was so lovely and had my whole heart. And then after we were done, I walked out to my car and there were these steps that led up to the river. And I walked up, and this is the view. It's like an outside amphitheater right there in New Albany. Nice. I literally could not stop talking about this. It was a beautiful day. It was a beautiful view. It was a great time.
Well, awesome. It sounds like it was a good time.
Yes, it was fantastic.
Did you also talk to a TV reporter while you were down there?
I did. Oh, yeah.
So, I don't think
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And so that was a very succciessal trip.
It was definitely a very successful trip. I wanted to make sure, not that, I can use his name because I didn't say it because I didn't know if he wanted me to say his name, but Dr. Azad is that dear friend of mine that I ran into. And obviously he knows Representative Clear because Representative Clear is also on the board down at the AAA. And so anyway, it was amazing. And by the way, their AAA down in New Albany is called Lifespan Resources. I don't think I said that either. Just wanted to make sure that we are giving the shout out, and thank you to the governor and thank you to Representative Clear for hosting this bill signing down there. It was we were honored to be a part of it. It
was a nice little ceremony, nice little event. Good work in getting down there. Next up, we're gonna on our summer travels, if you will. This one I didn't really have to travel far for. It was the MARC conference, which is the Mid-America Regulatory Conference. So I don't know if you say MARC conference, because then that's like conference, but whatever, that doesn't matter. So MARC is the Association of Utility and Energy Regulatory Agencies from about 14 states. They host an annual meeting in the summer. And this year it was in Indianapolis and kind of hosted by the IURC. And I got to attend this event as well and talk about some utilities or listen on some utility type sessions about emerging issues and things of that nature. The governor was also at this conference and came by and chatted. And so a lot of folks that we were able to chat with, from the energy secretary and other members of the media and some folks that are the IURC commissioners that were there. So all in all, good time. Got to hang out with our good friend and colleague Bill, who is our national utilities guy for AARP, but happens to, fortunately for us, live here in Indianapolis. So got to sit with him and chat with him over several things as well. All in all, good little conference to attend to talk about some utility stuff. So we had that, and then right after that, some more utility stuff. We had 2 bills that we talked about: SEA 4 Water Matters and 422 Advanced Transmission Technologies, which also Advanced Transmission Technologies was actually spoken about at the MARC conference, as some folks are very interested in this issue. We supported both of these bills, and there were bill signing ceremonies for this as well. Amber and I were in the photos, so there aren't necessarily, we had nobody there to take photos for us.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I was like, every time I'm going to be talking, I have photos to share. I feel as though something is not correct, because now you have 2 things you're talking about and don't have any pictures for either one.
I think there were some photos maybe submitted that, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was not. I probably didn't send them along. But there's one picture there. Look, there was a governor. The governor was up there talking. He was sitting there talking. Let me describe it for our listeners and watchers.
I'm just very.
Governor was on stage talking, and then the one when we were at the.
You can't describe the pictures. You don't have them. No one can see them. Next time, pictures, please. Thank you.
Will do. So we got invited by Senator Cook to attend these bill signings, because those were 2 of his bills, if you will. And so there you go. We had that as well. Amber, with more visual aids, talk to us about another conference that you attended that was also in Indianapolis.
Yes. So we attended, I did, attended the American Legislative Exchange Council meeting that was held here in Indianapolis. And in this panel that I attended, one of the sessions, and it was Governor Braun and Senator Buck. And so it was really fun to be able to see them sort of interact and talk. There was a lot of engagement from the Indiana delegation. And when I say that, I just mean legislators from both the House and the Senate were very engaged in this meeting. So they gave a lot of the talks. They came in and welcomed folks. The speaker was there. I ran into President Pro Tem Bray. It was a very, and many other legislators. But yeah. I was able to say hello to the governor after his panel, and we were able to sort of talk about the bill signing down in New Albany, and I thanked him for doing that and for traveling to do that, and just had a great little quick conversation at that conference. So I thought it was a good use of our time and learning about some of the most upcoming pieces of legislation that might be showing up in the 2026 session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's FaceTime with the Gov.
It was great.
So I think continuing, we already talked about performance-based rate making as I'm looking down my agenda. The next thing is continuing once more on your travels, the Summer of Ambre. Let's talk about some yellow dots.
The Summer of Ambre would be where I would get to do things I wanted to do. I don't know why we're referring to the summer as the Summer of Ambre.
Okay.
No.
All right. Well, look, every summer is the Summer of Ambre. Just remember that.
And I'm just joking. I also have loved all of these travels and getting to see people across the state. So
I know. And you've been great work meeting with a lot of folks. Let's talk about your travels specifically around the Yellow Dot program.
Yeah. So Hannah, again, from RJL Solutions, but is also the interim CEO of I4A, which I mentioned earlier. We were working together on this particular bill with Representative Arrington titled House Enrolled Act 1297, which is the Motor Vehicle Medical Information Program, or commonly referred to as the Yellow Dot program. So during session, we supported this. This basically creates a program where individuals can pick up a packet that has both a yellow dot inside, a decal that you would place on your back driver's side window. And then you would fill out the information that is on the form. It's about medical information, primary care providers, hospitals that you would like to. I want to make sure that I'm not speaking out of turn here. Let me grab this really fast so that I'm actually telling you what is on the form. But you'd put your name, you could attach a picture of yourself, 2 emergency contacts, medical information, including conditions, surgeries, allergies, current medications, it is your hospital preference. Thank goodness I had that correct. And then 2 healthcare providers that you would like for somebody to contact if they needed to. And then the date that the program, or the date that you completed the form for the program. Now, why is this important? This is really supposed to help first responders to be able to get someone the care that they need as immediate as possible, and knowing what might be down, like things that they would interact with, or how better to care for them immediately. So when a first responder were to show up and this is for any age, anyone of any age can participate in this program. But we know that this is also really helpful for aging Hoosiers. So if something were to happen while you were in your vehicle and first responders showed up and you had that decal on the back, they would know to go to your glove compartment and get that form that will also have a yellow dot on the envelope, so they know what envelope that form is in, and then they can better serve and get the care that you would need immediately. So what we're doing because of this bill is we are going around, because in the bill, where can you get the packets? You can go to your BMV, or you can go to your local area agency on aging. And so we have been with Hannah. We've been traveling around the state. So far, we have visited 3 of the AAAs, and we have been talking about the Yellow Dot program. And while we are there, we try to connect with legislators, their local EMS or firefighters, even sheriffs. Like, we're really trying to get everybody there to educate them on what this looks like. Because obviously without them, if they're showing up on site, trying to help someone, they need to know what that yellow dot means. So it's been a really great experience. And I know that Anna has a few pictures from where we were. We first went, and I feel so awful because we did not take a picture with Socoa, but we did visit Socoa. It was a wonderful conversation. They're Area 8, but we don't have a picture from it. Our second one, actually, this was our third one. So Hoosier Uplands was our third visit, and that just happened yesterday. We're recording this on a Friday. But this one was Hoosier Uplands down in Mitchell, Indiana, and it was wonderful. We had Representative Mays, and then obviously a representative from the EMS committee from the EMS arena. So he was there trying to help us try to figure out who we need to contact, who we can get this information out, and just kind of update once we have an actual packet to show. Because what I didn't mention is that while this law went into effect July 1, FSSA is currently, we have not been able to get it up and running. So stay tuned for that. We will do a lot more. We're just trying to do word of mouth and help the AAAs understand when someone comes to pick this up, what it means and where they can find it. Okay. So this was Hoosier Uplands. It was a really good day. And then the second AAA was out of Columbus, and it was Thrive Alliance or Area 11. And we got to take a picture with all the firefighters in their fire truck. So, I mean, look at all of the people, and Senator Walker was there. So we've had a really good turnout at these meetings to really help educate folks on this particular program.
Now, did they let you do some like donuts in the parking lot in the fire truck?
No. They did say I could drive it, though.
They did.
We're joking, obviously.
Were they? I don't think they joke about that stuff.
I assumed they were because I didn't say yes. But yeah,
I think you should have taken them up on their offer.
Maybe next time. I did just want to give a shout out to Hannah and Darion from RJL Solutions and I4A, because their coordination and making sure that all of these meetings are happening and including us in them so that we can participate and talk about it has been just a really great opportunity for us. So just wanted to say that really fast as well.
Yeah, it's been a lot of good travels
Yeah.
that you've had. So,
Mhm.
all right. Well, we have reached the point of the show where it is everybody's favorite point in the show. It is now time for Fast Facts with Anna.
Yeah.
Anna, hello.
What's up, Anna?
How are you?
This is where it gets good.
Up until this point has not been. And let's check that board. Oh,
Oh,
Looks
I don't know.
like
That feels very Summer of Ambre there.
yeah, but say the Summer of Amber continues. She's up by a point and a half. Is that my math correct? Probably
Yes,
not.
1.5.
Look at that. Look at that. How you feeling?
We'll see
Amber?
what-
Feeling good.
feeling great.
Yep, because it's.
We'll
the
see if she
summer.
can keep that lead today.
Uh,
You can do it.
Yes, and also I'm going to be monitoring how many times I say the word great because I know that today I've said it about 55. So I'll be coming up with a new term again. I feel
That's
like this
great.
happens
I
sometimes
think
to
that's
us
great.
where we use that same word over and over, but I'm feeling positive about today.
Feeling great.
Feeling great.
Let's do it. Anna, what are we talking about?
So, while this is not entirely Indiana specific this time, but because of all of Amber's yellow dot travels,
Here we go.
I have some statistics on motor vehicle accidents.
Oh my. Okay. This
Okay.
is
Yeah.
the topic fits right in with why the yellow dot program is so important.
It is. And they are so these are focused, there's 3. One is a general question, but 2 are specific to older adults. So
Oh,
I think
okay.
it'll be very interesting. So the first one is, as of 2022, how many licensed drivers over the age of 65 are there in the US? And it's plus or
Oh.
minus 10 million. So
Oh, geez. Okay.
Okay.
so that lets you know how big of a number this is and how many older adult drivers we have out there in the world. I was honestly kind of shocked by the number, to be perfectly honest.
I don't even know where to start. I think we need you can say plus or minus 10 million, but you have to start at 200 million. I feel like I need a starting point here. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Well, if it were that big, I probably would have given you plus or minus, 50 or 100 million.
Okay. That's
All right, that was
helpful.
a hint
Is that
right
helpful?
there, right?
Yes, I appreciated the hint. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. What have you got? Do you want to go first, Amber?
Sure, I'm way wrong. I chose
see.
64 million.
Okay.
Put
Jason?
87 million.
87. So plus or minus 10 of 52. She was so close.
No! Oh my
So
goodness.
you were not as far off as you thought.
I can't believe I was so close to the minus 10 million.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Good work.
for the
Thank
Department of
you.
Transportation, we have 52 million licensed drivers over the age of 65 in the US. So I think that shows that this is a very important thing, not just for Indiana, but across the country. So then that leads straight into our next question, highlighting why it's important. In 2022, how many older adults were killed in traffic crashes? Plus or minus 500 for this one. Oh, and I will say just a little extra statistic as you guys are thinking. That 52 million is up 77% since 2004. So in the last 20 years, we now have 77% more older adult drivers.
I feel like that also goes to our saying that by 2030, there'll be more adults over the age of 65 than under the age of 18 because we are an aging community. So
yes, definitely.
Yes. So thank you for bringing that up because I think that's very important.
Yeah, I thought that was, I mean, I knew it was increasing, but 77%. Well, if I would have said that.
I don't know either.
AARP's driver safety program. Plug for the driver safety program. All right. How many older adults were killed in traffic crashes, plus or minus 500? I think I'm high.
See, again, I'm needing a number to start with. Okay. In 2022, how many older adults were killed in traffic crashes? Okay.
What's the definition of an older adult?
65 and over, according to this data, which is, I know, slightly different than AARP's older adult.
Yes. Okay.
I'm gonna be way too low, but JT, you go first.
So it's 6,200.
Oh,
62. Oh,
well, disappeared
6,200 for Jason. Amber.
I said 4,700.
So unfortunately, you are both low, and it was 9,100 according to the CDC, and that is again nationwide. Some extra stats to go with this: 270,000 were treated in ERs due to traffic crashes. And so this equates to 25 killed per day in 2022. Yikes. Or 740 injured per day. So I think that really proves why Yellow Dot is, and this is just older adults. So think about what these numbers are if you just did, 18 and over.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big number. So
wow.
I thought those are interesting. But the last question, I think we'll both get this one. This is our general question.
Oh, we got a bonus.
What is the most effective way to save lives and reduce injuries in a traffic crash?
Wear a seatbelt.
Why didn't you write that down?
Don't.
You just blurted it out. So now I don't know how we do this because I'm going to take that answer too. Well, let me think about it first, though.
You were going to write that down anyway.
Well, I might have, but you don't know.
That's true.
What is the most effective way to save lives and reduce injuries in a traffic crash? Obviously, wear your seatbelt. Yes, JT, yep. That's a very good one.
Ding, ding, ding. Wear your seatbelts. Yes.
Thank you.
But next time, JT, you should
write it down.
Write it down.
I knew you would. You were both going to get that.
You were going to get that right. Don't give me that.
Yeah. I think another point too to make about, I don't know, I'm a big fan of Yellow Dot, if you can't tell.
I love it. I am too. I am as well.
I mean, and like you were saying, for anybody, not just older adults, but even though we have a lot of licensed older adult drivers, they do have a lot of health impacts on their driving, things that they may not think about that could come into play while they're driving. So I think it's just a great piece of legislation that we've put through.
I could not agree more.
So good job. We kept our score even, Steven.
Good work, Amber.
The Summer of Ambre.
The Summer of Ambre continues. The lead continues. I offer you congratulations thus far.
Thank you.
So we'll see what we have next time.
I love it.
Thank you, Anna. As always.
Bye, Anna. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's that. One last thing before we get going here. A little preview of some other travels. The travels continue because it's the Summer of Ambre. We got NCSL, which was that the National Council of State Legislatures? Is that what it is? Is that correct?
Yes. The National Council of State Legislators. Yes.
Yes. That is an annual conference that happens every year. This year, it's the 50th anniversary, and it is in Boston. And you and I are both attending that.
Yes, we are. I'm a little stressed because I'm not ready, but that's okay. That's why I don't really. I'm not really. I can't be fully excited until I'm really there.
I get you. I've never been to Boston, so I'm excited to see the city, see what's going on, and catch up with some folks at the conference. It's gonna be a good time.
I did get an email today from the airline that said they're looking for people to take vouchers.
Yeah, I did. I think I got that email too. You know what? I'll let them sort that out.
I will until they're literally not going to leave until someone does it. So it may be me, and then I'll fly out on Monday.
Yeah, we'll see what's going on. Yeah, everybody's got a price.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to work on what my number is and decide whether or not they're gonna meet it.
Here's the thing. I've been going to NCSL for years and years and years.
Yes.
And I find it to be such just a wealth of information. I think that it is very helpful to see the trends. Again, kind of like we had talked about or with Alec, you get to see what's coming down the pike, what people are talking about, what's rising to the surface, legislative issues and ideas, and just data and research. And so it's going to be another wonderful conference where we get to interact with not only other colleagues from AARP from across the states, but also legislators, other legislators, and then obviously other colleagues just from here in Indiana, because a lot of the other lobbyists also go. So it will be a good time.
It's going to be a good time and full of learning new things and catching up and all that good stuff. It's going to be a good time.
Yes. Yep.
So we'll give you an update on the next time we record an episode. We'll see when that may or may not be, but hopefully soon in the upcoming weeks, we'll be back with a recap of what happened there, as well as anything else that has been happening, including more travels from Ambre and whatnot.
I did promise Eric, my colleague out in South Dakota, that I would give a shout out because I joined one of their meetings. I think it was the Central Region's meetings. I'm sorry, this is AARP speak, but I promised him that I would give a shout out that I was able to join one of their meetings and give a little presentation on we don't need to talk about what I did, but it was really great to see everybody and to talk to folks. And so I promised Eric I would give him a shout out for, he wanted me to specifically talk about that I did that on our next podcast. And I think I forgot last time. I don't remember when we recorded last. Do you?
It was in June. I can tell you that much.
I presented on June 27th. Did I forget last week?
No. We did that before. I'm going to check the calendar right now.
Okay, because I need to make sure that I didn't mess this up.
We recorded it on Thursday, June 19th. It came out on Friday, June 20th, I believe, is when the episode came out. So
okay.
I think you're okay. I think you're
in the clear. One of the things that we were discussing on that call is just like states, their multi-sector plan on aging. Yeah. And so we had really worked on it last year and did a lot in there. So they kind of wanted to talk to us and get Indiana's perspective on how that's going. And we have met with the Family and Social Services Administration Division of Aging to kind of see where that multi-sector plan on aging is now. And so we'll be hopefully continuing to move that forward with the new administration in some capacity in the future. So, but I did want to just say thank you, Eric, and for being on, for listening to my presentation. And here you go. This is your shout out.
Shout out to Eric, good dude, and all of our colleagues in the Central Region of AARP.
And Eric is the legislative director, like me, in South Dakota. So.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well, Ambre, great work so far this summer. I'm glad you're enjoying it. It is the summer of you. Let's keep it rolling.
I'm going to start calling it the Summer of Jason because I told you I don't understand what the Summer of Ambre means, and you just keep saying it. So I'm going to say it's everyone's summer. So when I talk to you, how's your Summer of Jason going? Hey, Anna, how's your Summer of Anna going?
It's the summer of everyone. There we go. We've just rebranded it.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Well, we'll see you out in Boston. And all that fun stuff. Anna, we'll see you soon. Appreciate your work as always, and appreciate all of you sticking around who are watching and listening to this show. And we will see you next time on the Legislative Director talking about legislative things. Until then.